Don and Scott, the meeting wrapped up early because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions.
My seat by 82%. Know this, I am gonna come through on a landslide just like Trump did. Know that I will be victorious
in the quiet town of Dolton, Illinois. The drama surrounding its self-proclaimed super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, has reached a fever pitch, turning what should be a standard local government role into a saga straight out of a reality show. From financial scandals to public meltdowns, Henyard has managed to dominate headlines, leaving many residents questioning not just her leadership, but her motives. This is the story of a mayor who has positioned herself as the star of her own political drama and the town caught in the crossfire.
We're not your damn subjects. We are your bosses. We are the citizens of Dolton, and you will not continue to treat us like this because you are on the way out.
Henyard, who boldly refers to herself as the super mayor of Dolton, has never shied away from the spotlight. Whether it's calling herself the people's mayor/supervisor or strutting into meetings late without explanation, she has a knack for making situations about herself. Her latest move? Announcing her re-election bid with the kind of confidence that makes you wonder if she's living in a different reality than the rest of Dolton's residents. In a Facebook post, she addressed her supporters with flair, declaring, "Attention, attention, attention. I am running for re-election." But Henyard's announcement didn't seem to spark much excitement among residents. Instead, it has only fueled the growing calls for her to step down, with many wondering how she can even consider running again amid the chaos surrounding her leadership.
Their absence prevented Supervisor Tiffany Henyard from filing a vacancy on the board. So what is going on and why the power play?
To understand why Henyard's time in office has been so controversial, you have to start with the financial mess she's left in her wake. When she first took office, Dolton had a general fund balance of over $5 million. Fast forward a few years, and the town is now drowning in a deficit of more than $3 million. That's right. Millions of taxpayer dollars seemingly vanished under her watch. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was hired to investigate Dolton's finances, uncovered a series of questionable expenses that have left residents scratching their heads. One particularly shocking revelation: a single-day spending spree on Amazon that totaled over $40,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $40,000 spent on Amazon in just one day. The details of what exactly was purchased remain unclear, but the lack of transparency has only added fuel to the fire. Critics have questioned whether Henyard is treating Dolton's budget like her personal shopping account, rather than a resource meant to serve the community.
Every single resident, pay me what you owe me.
And that's just the beginning. The audit also revealed a pattern of high-value charges on the village's credit cards, many of which lacked proper documentation or approval. From purchases at retail stores to unexplained administrative costs, the spending seemed to spiral out of control, with no checks or balances in place. Residents are furious, and rightfully so. Where is this money going? It's not going to fix our roads or improve our schools. One frustrated resident said during a fiery village meeting. Another resident added, "It's like she thinks she's running her own business instead of serving the people." The accusations of mismanagement have left Dolton in financial turmoil, with public services suffering as a result. Vendors are refusing to fulfill orders because the village can't pay its bills, leading to situations where even basic supplies like paper and ink are unavailable in the village office.
Some South suburban leaders spent the last few days handing out free turkeys ahead of Thanksgiving. But in Thornton Township, the trustees say embattled Supervisor Tiffany Henyard.
But if you thought Henyard's financial controversies were bad, wait until you hear about her leadership style. Picture this: a mayor who regularly storms into meetings late, dismisses legitimate concerns, and turns public forums into spectacle-filled debates. That's Tiffany Henyard for you. At a recent board meeting, residents waited over 30 minutes for Henyard to show up, with some openly mocking her tardiness. "We just sacrificed 32 minutes for someone who doesn't care about our time," one resident said to applause. And when Henyard finally did arrive, she didn't apologize. Instead, she hit back at her critics, calling them disrespectful and accusing them of being fans obsessed with her. "A lot of you come to this mic talking about nothing," she said dismissively. "You're talking about Tiffany Henyard. That means you're fans of mine."
You must show up to your scheduled board meetings. I don't care if you agree or disagree, but you must show up to say yes or no, or vote present.
This combative approach has alienated not just residents, but also members of the village board. Trustees have accused Henyard of bypassing protocol and making unilateral decisions without consulting anyone. One of the most controversial examples of this was her recent appointment of Ronald Burge as Dolton's new police chief. The move was met with immediate backlash, as Burge's state certification had expired, making him ineligible to serve. The Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board even sent a letter declaring Burge unfit, but Henyard went ahead with the appointment anyway. The incident sparked a legal battle, further deepening the dysfunction within her administration. Trustees have described her leadership as chaotic and self-serving, with one even refusing compensation from the village in protest. But Henyard's controversies aren't just limited to financial mismanagement and personal drama. Her leadership has also sparked allegations of retaliatory tactics against those who oppose her. According to several reports, Henyard has used her influence over local law enforcement to target critics and political adversaries. Former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins, who was fired without board approval, claimed in a lawsuit that Henyard directed him to harass individuals she labeled as enemies. Trustees have echoed these claims, with one alleging that Henyard ordered police officers to follow her around town and issue tickets as a manipulation tactic.
If the board do not show up, we are not able to pay bills. We are not able to handle the business.
Adding to the chaos is the ongoing dysfunction within the township's governance. Henyard's frequent clashes with Thornton Township trustees have paralyzed the township's operations, leaving key agenda items unresolved. Recently, 2 trustees, Christopher Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle, boycotted a critical meeting, citing concerns over transparency and unvetted agenda items. Their absence prevented a quorum, halting plans to appoint a new board member to fill a vacancy. Gonzalez argued that the appointment process should involve the community, not just the board. "We're not going to be part of the circus," he said. "We just want to get some responsible adults. You know, communication, and try to do the right thing by the citizens."
So annually, Thornton Township has this turkey giveaway, so it isn't anything new. Yet some trustees say that Supervisor Henyard, she is using this to deter.
Meanwhile, Henyard's attempts to deflect criticism with publicized feel-good events, such as her Thanksgiving turkey giveaways, have drawn mixed reactions. While some residents appreciated the gesture, others saw it as a blatant distraction from the township's deeper issues. "She's just trying to buy goodwill with turkeys while ignoring the real problems," one resident said. Even her critics couldn't deny the event's scale. Over 3,000 food baskets were distributed, but the timing left many skeptical. Trustees accused Henyard of using the giveaways to gloss over her failings, calling it a stunt to mask fiscal irresponsibility. The giveaways, they argued, were emblematic of her priorities: optics over substance.
I got smoked pork ham hocks. I got smoked turkey.
While Henyard seems unfazed by the criticism, the residents of Dolton are anything but. At public meetings, they've made their frustrations clear, calling for her resignation and demanding new leadership. One resident bluntly stated, "We aren't your subjects, we are your bosses. You will not continue to treat us like this." Another resident echoed this sentiment, saying, "The clock is ticking. We're going to clean house in 2025. The anger is palpable, and it's not just coming from her critics. Even some of her former allies, like trustee Carmen Carlisle, have turned against her, accusing her administration of being disorganized and dishonest. Carlisle, once Henyard's assistant, now describes herself as a whistleblower, shedding light on what she calls the chaos of Henyard's leadership. And then there's the drama surrounding Henyard's personal life. Her landlord recently filed an eviction lawsuit, claiming that Henyard and her boyfriend haven't paid rent since August. The landlord alleges that the couple even changed the locks and garage code to prevent access to the property. While Henyard's lawyer disputes these claims, the lawsuit only adds to the long list of controversies surrounding her. It's a situation that has left many residents questioning how someone pulling in over $300,000 annually between her 2 political roles could fall behind on rent. "She's her own villain," one commenter wrote online, summing up the sentiment of many Dolton residents. Another added, "I'm so glad she's not our mayor."
We are awaiting Mayor Henyard to arrive. We will give another 5 minutes.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard delayed the meeting with no explanation.
Yet, despite all this, Henyard remains defiant. She has announced her re-election campaign with the confidence of someone who believes she's untouchable. Comparing herself to former President Donald Trump, she boldly declared, "Just like Trump, I'm coming in on a landslide." It's a claim that seems wildly out of touch with the reality on the ground, where her approval ratings have plummeted, and the town's finances are in shambles. Trustee Jason House, one of Henyard's most vocal opponents, has launched his own campaign for mayor, promising transparency, fiscal responsibility, and a commitment to addressing Dolton's real issues. For many residents, House represents a fresh start and a chance to move on from the chaos of Henyard's leadership.
This is your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. We out here taking care of the business of the people.
As the 2025 election approaches, the future of Dolton hangs in the balance. Will Henyard manage to defy the odds and secure a second term? Or will residents finally say enough is enough? One thing is clear, the drama is far from over. From financial scandals to public feuds, Henyard's tenure as mayor has been anything but ordinary. But for a town desperate for stability and progress, the question remains, can Dolton afford another 4 years of the supermayor? Let us know what you think. Do you believe Henyard's leadership can be redeemed? Or is it time for Dolton to clean house? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this ongoing political saga.